Hi, this is Bharti here. Studio Tara has turned 20 and I bring you another episode of Arranging Facets. If you haven't guessed it already, today's episode is about pearls. I love them, I'm decked in them. Pearls were first referred to by a Chinese historian in 4000 BC. In 1917, Cartier sold his first strand of pearls to a socialite in New York. They were natural and there were two strands actually. Pearls are farmed and they're natural. They're in seawater and in freshwater. They come in various colors, the most common being cream and white. But you know, there are black pearls, there's pink, there's pinkish, there's purple, there's purplish, there's grey, there's Tahitian, there's South Sea, there's Baroque. There are just many, and they're everywhere. Most pearls are farmed. In the 1800s, Mikimoto did the first farming in Japan, the Akoya pearl. They are normally between 9 and 12 mm. They have intense luster and each oyster can produce only one Akoya pearl. The same can be said of South Sea pearls too. Each oyster can actually produce only one South Sea pearl and then his life is over. Akoya pearls are farmed 3 years in. So the oyster has to be 3 years old for the pearls to be put in. And then you have the Keishi pearls, which is my favorite. Keishi is naturally farmed. The oyster just produces these beautiful small Baroque, almost always misshapen pearls. They have intense luster and they're gorgeous. I'm wearing a strand of South Sea pearls. They're quite big and they're Baroque in shape. They have a silver kind of a coating or nacre as it's called and it's shimmering. It's actually matching with my silk. So pearls are, even when they're farmed, they have deep sea divers that go in and remove the pearls from deep under the ocean. It's quite an art, and natural pearls too. Divers find them under the ocean. Basra is one of the biggest producers of natural pearls. The price range of pearls varies a lot because of size, luster. And natural pearls are super expensive and super rare. Second is South Sea pearls. It's of course, as it's explained, it's from the South Sea, which is Australia, China, Philippines and Indonesia. Burma, India and Thailand produces pearls too. They may not be as popular, but they're equally beautiful. The Cook Islands, New Zealand is where I buy a lot of pearls from. In my hand, I'm holding grey Tahitian pearls. They have pink and purple hues. Some of them have greenish hues too. And next to it, I've strung it with little silver beads and silvery grey Keishi pearls. Keishi pearls tend to be small and irregular as I mentioned earlier. And these are perfectly round Tahitian pearls. The French Polynesian islands produce some of the most beautiful grey pearls in the world. I have another pearl chain here. I've strung them with rose cut diamonds. And these too have peacock hues to them. They're quite casually worn with Western or Indian clothes. You can wear them with saris. You can wear them to a party and you can wear them to work. I want to talk about a pair of earrings that I've done. These are again South Sea Baroque pearls set with diamonds. You know, there's this good and bad in us, the yin and the yang, the good and evil. So I've done angel and devil. So one earring has a little tail like the devil and the other doesn't. It has wings like the angel. It's quite my favorite. Actually, they're my personal favorites. I want to talk about this bangle, which is made of elephant hair and 20 mm South Sea pearls. This was made in Thailand, in north of Thailand, by an old lady who did it by hand. As in many cultures, as in Indian culture too, elephant hair is very sacred. These are from elephants that are rescued and are kept and are looked after in Thailand. These South Sea pearls are rare because size 20 mm is a very rare thing. Pearls normally are South Sea pearls are normally from 10 mm to about 16, max 18 mm. I have set them with diamonds here, and it's a kada which just slips in. Again, another personal favorite. Let's talk about how pearls are farmed. An irritant is introduced into the oyster. Sometimes the oyster rejects the irritant and it continues producing the nacre. That becomes a natural pearl. When the nacre is formed over the irritant, it becomes a farmed pearl. They come in various shapes and sizes, of course. The perfectly round ones are called the round. They have oval shapes. They have baroque, which is misshapen. There's another bangle that I have, which I've made with Akoya pearls and silver set with uncut diamonds. These are much smaller. Akoya pearls tend to be much smaller than South Sea and more rounded and perfect shape. As a comparison, the luster is very high but different from the luster of a South Sea pearl. These are mostly found in Japan. China is now growing a lot of Akoya pearls and in Indonesia. While we're on this subject, freshwater pearls are also very popular and a lot of them are traded in Hyderabad too. Freshwater pearls are grown or farmed in still waters where there are not much waves or turbulence. An oyster or a mussel of a freshwater pearl can produce from 6 to 120 pearls in one piece. That's amazing. But the time that the size of the freshwater pearl is determined by the amount of time it is spent inside the mussel. The longer it spends, the bigger the pearl becomes. But the nacre coating is not very high. It also explains its cheapness or the lack of value for it, perceived value for it. It doesn't last too long because the coating sometimes comes off, or more often than none comes off. I just want to talk about the price difference in pearls. Freshwater pearls are farmed for shorter periods and have much more in one oyster. They're more common, they take less time to form, and the nacre coating is much less than a South Sea or an Akoya pearl. It also explains why they wear off faster. Pearls are anyway very porous and are organic. Perfumes, scratches, these are all issues in pearls. We have to be really careful when we wear them. Also, they're dyed and sometimes the color can fade. I basically only deal with pearls that are not dyed, that are natural in color and farmed, of course, or natural pearls too, like Keshi. Pearls need to be worn after you're dressed, after the perfume is put and the makeup is put. It needs to be cleaned with a cloth before we put it back and has to be used very carefully. They can last for decades and generations if we do so. The size of the pearl ensures how dressed up you look. The South Sea makes you look really grand and formal. Mostly pearls are worn for formal occasions, with suits, to meetings. Well, sometimes I do it to the beach too because I love them, but then I'm definitely damaging them. The sea air, though they're grown in the sea, damages pearls. So we have to be aware of that. Pearls lift your mood. It's lustrous, it's round and it's shiny in a very subtle way. It's smooth and it's very classy. Elegance is associated with pearl. And a woman in a chiffon sari and pearls, well, Gayatri Devi did it all the time and she looked fantastic. Having talked about the Maharani of Jaipur, I'll take off today. See you in the next episode. Bye.